city celebrates New Year's Eve is a free, family-friendly event with lots to do. Shopping in the local stores and galleries, fine dining and fresh coffee, beautiful art, children's activities, and of course, music.
All right, that was Professor Jamie Eckert and his crew from UMass playing the steel drums. Makes you feel like we're in the Caribbean tonight, right? Gives you that warm feeling. Thanks, guys. Great job. All right, we're off to a good start. The lights are dimming now. We got sun's going down. We have the shiny lights on to keep us all warm, and you can see us up here. Let's begin tonight. We have a special guest to kick things off tonight for this year's New Year's festivities, which should be a lot of fun. I'm sure you've been reading about it in the newspaper, but let me kick everything off by asking the reigning Miss Massachusetts, Taylor Kinsler, to sing us the national anthem. Taylor?
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Taylor. That was great. Not only is Taylor the reigning Miss Massachusetts, she's a former Miss New Bedford. But we all have to cheer for you really loudly, Taylor, and, when Miss America comes up. When is it? It's
January 12th.
You leave Wednesday. All right, does everybody hear that? January 12th is the Miss America pageant. So turn on which network? ABC. Turn on ABC to watch Taylor and the Miss America pageant. You got, I don't know, about 200 fans right here who are pulling for you, including many, many more.
Go Taylor!
Good luck, Taylor. There are a lot of great things going on tonight, and you've all heard about them. They're in the newspaper. We've got stuff going on at the Whaling Museum tonight, at the Y. You'll see stuff in the street. You'll see that person with the big hula hoop over there. Just wave, everybody wave to her. Let's see how long she can keep it going. Steel drum band, everything. There's a lot of activity tonight, and it culminates in a really neat and novel fireworks display on Custom House Square parking lot, which will be a ground display. It won't be an aerial display, it'll be a ground display, but something really neat, something that the whole family will enjoy. So we hope you like it. There are a lot of people responsible for putting it all together tonight, and I just want to acknowledge them. Let me start off by acknowledging our major sponsors tonight. These are great corporate citizens who donated not only volunteers but significant money to make it happen tonight. Most of all, let me thank Blue Cross and Blue Shield, South Coast Hospitals Group, and Bristol County Savings Bank. These are three companies that have supported so many of the things that we do here in the city of New Bedford, and I just ask you for a round of applause. These are things they don't have to do, and it really does make a difference in our community to have great corporate sponsors. Let me thank all the vendors tonight for opening up their shops and welcoming people in and really boosting the livelihood of the downtown area and really animating the festivities. I think it's going to be a lot of fun seeing all the shops open at night all at once. Let me thank the city employees, emergency management, the Department of Public Facilities, Kenny Blanchard in particular, the police department, the fire department, for all they do to make this thing happen, to keep it safe, to keep it clean, to keep it lively, to keep it fun. They do a lot of work, and they've been working at this for a few weeks, and the downtown looks great. So thank you for all that you've done. I'm not going to be able to capture everybody tonight, everybody who's pitched in, but I wanted to say, in addition to the city employees, that my friends and colleagues on the city council are hugely supportive of this event and some of the other things that go on down here in the downtown area, in the urban core of southeastern Massachusetts. That's what we are right now. This is the epicenter of the entire region. It's important for our economy, and it's an important part of our identity. The city council gets that. They're huge supporters, and I really want to thank them. Let me just go through each of them individually in order, from your left to your right. Henry, yeah, easy for me to say. Henry Bousquet, Ward 3 City Councilor. Joe Lopes, Ward 6 City Councilor. Jane Gonzalez, Ward 5 City Councilor. Whispering behind my back, Dennis Lawrence, City Councilor at Large. Ward 2 City Councilor and City Council President Steve Martins. And Ward 1 Councilor Jim Oliveira. Let's hear it for all of them. All right, and last but certainly not least, the folks at AHA, who bring you a fantastic Thursday night once a month, year-round, have been leading the way in making this a great event. They've taken on a number of the responsibilities that had fallen to the city over the years, and have really done a thorough job and a creative job in it, and are putting on a show tonight that everybody, I'm sure, will enjoy. Let me thank well, in no particular order, the dean of the pizza industry here in the city of New Bedford, my friend Nelson Hockett-Lotz. Nelson has done a tremendous amount for our community, not just in the downtown area, but making our streets safer. And Nelson, we really appreciate all that you do. Next is one of the great creative minds behind AHA, and that's Stephanie Hess, who's right to Nelson's right. Tremendous amount of work this year in making AHA a success and making tonight a success. Let's hear it for Stephanie. last but not least, certainly not least, is the woman I like to call the Tsarina of AHA, the one and only Lee Heald. Lee Heald is the force behind AHA. She is meticulous in everything that she does. She believes in it with her heart and soul, and she makes it happen every single month to bigger and bigger crowds year in and year out. She keeps the flame, and she is growing it larger and larger. And this year, for first night, she has delivered what, as I said, will be a big success for everybody in the city, and a real tribute to the downtown. And Lee, thank you for everything that you do. All right, with all that, I don't have a lot to say tonight. There are a couple of things that I just wanted to leave you with. I've always found that New Year's Eve is a curious holiday because it doesn't mark a historic event. It doesn't mark the birthday of a famous or important person. It's just this point in the year where we all stop and take stock and to mark an end and to mark a beginning. But it's appropriate that we do that. We do this as individuals all the time. I can't see everybody in the crowd. I can't tell if my family's out there, but if they are, they will tell you that I try to take stock all the time. I've resolved, but on a monthly basis, I resolve to undertake a new diet. That never happens. I resolve to buy a new suit. That never happens. I have all kinds of resolutions. We all do. But what's different about New Year's is that we do this as a community. The communal act of getting together and looking back over a period of time and saying, okay, here's where we are, and then looking forward and seeing, okay, what's the road ahead look like? What are we going to do next? This is helpful for us as a community, and it is helpful for us as a nation. It is appropriate as much fun as New Year's is. It's an important time to look back and say, we're doing all right, but here's how we can improve. So let's all do that together. This year, we've made some real progress in the city. Our school system is on such better footing than it was a year ago through the work of so many people, especially our teachers. On the waterfront, we're making real progress in building a new economic base for the city and for the entire region. Our streets are cleaner, our streets are safer. We have great public spaces that are about to be built or about to be completed. Route 18, Custom House Square, the walk on top of the Hurricane Dike. These are all things that we can be very proud of. But in the year ahead, we've got to work harder. We've got to grab new opportunities. We'll hit some challenges, and that's life. We'll hit some challenges. We'll hit some bumps on the road. But let's resolve that we're going to embrace the new year together, to work hard together, to see it as a time of opportunity to make our city a little bit better place. There's a famous saying by one of the most famous and most prominent American poets, and also the grandson of a very prominent 19th century New Bedford family, T.S. Eliot, who said, to mark New Year's, that last year's words belong to last year's language, and next year's words await a new voice, and to make an end is to make a beginning. Let's be inspired by those words on this occasion of the new year, to embrace next year, to embrace all the opportunities ahead, and to make our city a better place. Thank you very much, everybody. I now turn the microphone over. Thank you. I now turn the microphone over to Steve Martins, our City Council President, who will be closing out his year. And I think this is your swan song right now, right? Or no? Yeah. After a long year, and I invite Steve up to offer his words to mark the occasion of this new year.
Thank you, Mayor Mitchell. Did anyone take a look? Mayor Mitchell didn't comment on this mic, but if you look at the mic, it's very glittery and gold and shiny. But it's not the mayor's, as he promised. And I can promise you this: as the long list of activities that are happening here in the city of New Bedford, I can promise you that I am not on the entertainers list with this microphone. And that's probably a good thing, because you don't want to hear me sing or entertain. But let me just say this in all seriousness. Like my colleagues behind me who take their job very seriously, and like the mayor, we're news junkies, and we pick up the newspapers all across the Commonwealth just to read the news. And I can tell you this, what every cities and towns across the Commonwealth are doing on New Year's Eve. New Bedford, once again, has the upper level about the bunch of activities that are happening here in the city of New Bedford. And that is the great work from AHA and the sponsorships that are happening to support the AHA initiatives. And that's the truth. If you pick up the newspaper and if you took a look of all the activities that are happening in New Bedford compared to any other city and town other than Boston in the Commonwealth, New Bedford has that advantage. And that is the great work for many of you out here today, AHA, and my colleagues behind me who continue to support the initiatives that are so important to New Bedford, activities and festivals that are happening across the city. I'll also say this, City Council had one of the productive year here in 2012. As the mayor said, and highlighting the many projects that are happening in 2012, it was a pleasure to work with the mayor to support those initiatives, to put people back to work, to ensure that every child has the best education possible, to ensure that every person continues to feel safe here in the city of New Bedford. And we support those initiatives. We work hard on our council meetings and our council committee meetings throughout the year to ensure that everyone can continue to have a better living here in the city, to continue to work, play, and live here. So those are our important initiatives. We look forward to working with all of you. And another note, we are the city councilors. We are the liaisons to the neighborhood. We are working for you. We want to continue to work for you. We want to make sure that you can pick up the phone, email any city councilor to have any questions that you may have, and we want to help you. So keep that in mind in 2013. It was a pleasure being the city council president for this year. I look forward to working again with all of you in 2013. And every member behind me, my city councilor, the colleagues who continue to do a great job here in the city, I look forward to working with them. On behalf of all of our families here, we wish you a very happy and safe New Year's. God bless everyone.
Thank you, Steve. And no, this glittery microphone is not mine, I swear. All right. Next up, waiting very patiently in the cold, are the showstoppers, who, if you haven't seen them before, you will know what you've been missing in a moment, because they're fantastic and they've got some holiday presentations for us. So guys, whenever you're ready.
Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays, 'cause no matter how far away you roam, if you pine for the sunshine of a friendly gaze, for the holidays you can't beat home sweet home. I met a man who lives in Tennessee, and he was headed for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie. From Pennsylvania, folks are traveling down to Dixie's sunny shore. From Atlantic to Pacific, gee, the traffic is terrific. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays, 'cause no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways, for the holidays you can't beat home sweet home. I met a man who lives in Tennessee, and he was heading for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie. From Pennsylvania, folks are traveling down to Dixie's sunny shore. From Atlantic to Pacific, gee, the traffic is terrific. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays, 'cause no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways, for the holidays you can't beat home sweet
That was outstanding, guys. Thank you very much. Well, listen, that concludes our program here tonight. Lee Hield reminded me that in my remarks earlier, there was one four-letter word that begins with F that I left out of my remarks, and that's the word free. You probably thought it was another word. Everything tonight is free. That means what's unique about that is so many other cities, including New Bedford in years past, have charged for events on first night, but not so tonight. Everything that you see, everything on the street, you can get into, you can enjoy without spending any money. So enjoy the night, Happy New Year, and let's have a great 2013. Thank you very much.
This celebration was not short on excitement, with performances from street jugglers, fire eaters, and the ever so popular ice carvings.
I believe we have a special guest. Yes, you, please.
Yeah.
Come up. This guy
has been waiting to volunteer all night.
Gonna juggle him?
Okay, Al is going to stand in the middle of our juggling pattern. We're gonna do.
Why did I say that?
We're gonna do a 4 count, which is a pattern. What's gonna happen is when I throw a club, it's gonna go right past the back of Al's head. At the same time,
I will be throwing a club that goes directly in front of his face at the same time. And the best part is that Al had no idea what he was signing up for when he volunteered.
Close your eyes, Al.
okay, Al, we need you to stand absolutely still.
I will.
So
Believe me.
if we say something like, duck! No, stand very still. Never believe us.
Okay.
All right, here we are.
Watch out, Al.
We've done this at least 3 times.
Al, you got your
So he should be safe.
Are you ready for this?
You're throwing knives,
Could
Al.
you be louder? Could you be even louder? Okay, all right, here we go. Okay.
Do you want me to put your mittens on?
Throwing knives, Al.
Knock the head off. A big hand for Al.
I love the hat, by the way. Very nice.
Bye. Yes, you too.
You know what it's like to have cold hands. It's not a good feeling. Avoid it at all costs.
No event would be complete without tons of music. From Cape Verdean to Irish music, City celebrates New Year's Eve, had it all.
The song is, a Happy New Year's for everybody.
This
Happy New Year's. Boas festas.
I've been here so many just asking me. What size are you? Oh my God, she's so cute.
This is Breathe by In and Out. Accusing their eyes like they have any right at all to criticize. Hypocrites, there are here for a very same reason. 'Cause we can't jump the track, we're like cars on a cable, and life's like an hourglass glued to the table, and no one just ain't been sober since maybe October of last year. Here in town you can tell he's been down for a while, but my God, it's so beautiful when the boy smiles. Wanna hold him, maybe I'll just sing about it, 'cause we can't jump the track. We're like cars on a cable, and life's like an hourglass glued to the table, and no one can find the rewind but the boy. So cradle your head in your hands and breathe. Just breathe. Oh, breathe. Just breathe. There's a light at each end of this tunnel you shout, 'cause you're just as far in as you'll ever be out. And these mistakes you make, you'll just make them again if you only try turning around. 2 a.m. and I'm still awake, writing a song. If I get it all down on paper, it's no longer inside of me, threatening the life it belongs to. And I feel like I'm naked in front of the crowd, 'cause these words are my diary screaming out loud. But I know that you'll use them however you want to.
You can bet that there were plenty of activities to keep the children entertained. Music and dancing with the Toe Jam Puppet Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have trusted Mr. Thompson 13 years or more. We can trust him here tonight. Everybody, put up your hands. Here comes the snow.
I'm a carrot, big plants, and I'm eating low.
Here it goes.
But don't take
Here it
it
goes.
to be on somebody's plate is not my twist of fate. So listen to what I gotta say.
What do you gotta say?
It's gonna be a nose, cause I'm leaving.
A magic show.
Here we go. Everybody count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
Now in Spanish.
Uno, dos, tres.
Now in Japanese. In Japanese it's Ichi, Ni, San. Everyone.
Ichi, ni, san.
If you're not able to do that, it would be very polite for you to clap really loud. Awesome!
Creative craft.
I'm done, Mama. Do you think I should?
And a visit with the National Park's
She was
1850s.
telling the children the story about Hansel and Gretel. And she was saying that there was a witch who had a house that was made of all kinds of sweet things.
Yes, of gingerbread.
Yes.
Yes. Do you know that story?
know that story.
Oh, yes.
So they go through the house and the witch puts the boy in the thing.
Oh, my goodness.
And then they
Well, this one is from Alaska. I know you know what that is. Houses. So you can pick which pictures you'd like to color now, and then you'll be able to take the rest of them home with you, and you can color them later. So there's a whole box of crayons there, all different colors. Okay.
One day, Mr. Tom and his family left the house. They were out someplace doing something fun, I'm sure, but those chickens got out of their coop. They went up to the back door and they pulled up the mat. And they found a key. They opened the back door. Those chickens went in the living room and they watched TV. Those chickens went in the bathroom, they had a bath. Those chickens went in your room and they played with your toys. Those chickens went in the kitchen, that's when you're going to become chickens. Everybody stand up and go around those chickens just like that.
All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. Now you stop right still. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. Then you flap your wings. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. Then you strut all around. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. Now you stop right still. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. Put your hand on your head. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Lift your left leg up. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. Now you stop right still. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. Put your hands on your eyes. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. And spin all around. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. Now stop right still. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. And look at me. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. And do like him. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. All around the kitchen, cock-a-doodle-doo. Now stop right still. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. And sit right down. Cock-a-doodle-doodle-doo. And lay an egg.
Which is not easy to do. Give yourselves a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for making us a part of your goodbye to 2012. We also want to... Security! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we oh, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, oh no, Tom, Mike, it's happening again. I gotta dance like a monkey.
I came from a fisherman village, and they used to, if you know a little bit about Portugal, we were at war for some time in Africa, and the young fellas, they used to escape, not to go to war, they used to go to Greenland to catch cod, and they were out of the house for many months, so they were the boss. And I always do it honoring the ladies that came before me. and it goes by the title of Varinas.
Passam varinas com a giga em arco sobre a roça, cabeça, sobrancelha, no chão ilameado de ribeira, a água negra fez um grande charco. Lembrou a quilha de um barco, esta mangas de peixeira. Lembrou a quilha de um barco, esta mangas da peixeira. Saias verdes, saias finas, saias rubras, saias pretas. Os cordões são as gretas nos corpos das sofarinas. Num colher gaivota, a peixeira que se aproa. Levantou a sola a canastra, ai das sardinhas que a pergoa. Levantou a sola a canastra, ai das sardinhas que a pergoa. Passam varinas com a giga em arco sobre a roça, cabeça, sobrancelha, no chão ilameado da ribeira, a água negra fez um grande charco. Lembrou a quilha de um barco, esta mangas de peixeira. Lembrou a quilha de um barco, esta mangas da peixeira. Saias verdes, saias finas, saias rubras, saias pretas. Os cordões são as gretas, são nos corpos das sofarinas. Num colher gaivota, ai a peixeira que se aproa. Levantou a sola a canastra, ai das sardinhas que a pergoa. Levantou a sola a canastra, ai das sardinhas que a pergoa.
Savannah! Hey, I went to your city down in Georgia earlier this year. I was performing there. It was beautiful. Savannah, turn this way. Savannah, tell me something. When I was down in Georgia, I met so many people that had such good imagination. Do you have a good imagination? Really? Can we test it? Listen, before the show, I took an invisible egg and I put it right there in the sky at the end of my finger. Do you see it there, Savannah?
No.
Good, it's invisible. You're not supposed to be able to see it. Keep your eyes in a spot, though, okay? Savannah, while you're looking at that invisible egg, I want everybody else to look at this bag. And I want them to see that this bag is empty, just like my head. Savannah, reach up and take the egg down from the sky, please. Feel it in both of your hands. Feel it, don't scramble it. Savannah, if you really believe you have an egg inside your hand, you're going to be able to throw it up in the air and have it land inside my bag. Are you ready to try? Are you going to throw it hard or soft? Throw it soft and throw it way up high so I can get underneath it, okay? Savannah, I'm going to ask everybody here who loves and cares about you to count to 3. And when they get to 3, that's when you throw it. Are you ready? Here we go. You guys ready? Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Whoa!
That's amazing.
Savannah! Savannah, you laid an egg! Savannah, you know, I think you using your imagination to make this egg appear inside this bag, I think that was pretty fantastic. But you know what I think is even more fantastic? A little while ago, I said that I wanted everybody here who loved and cared about you to count to 3. And everybody in this room counted. You know something, Savannah? I bet you when you heard all those people counting, it must have made you feel really good inside. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime we help other people feel loved and cared about, we can help them do amazing things. Can you give my friend Savannah a nice big round of applause? Thank you, Savannah. We get back to seat.
There's not enough money and/or enough people working together to resolve issues and to be able to cover all the things that are truly necessary in the community. And for those of us who are a little bit older, and I'm told about these things, I wasn't there at that time, we used to live, don't laugh, there used to be a great camaraderie in the community. When there was a need, it was always filled. And a lot of times that still occurs today, but usually when something tragic occurs. Well, how about if we came together even before those needs happened? What if we worked together as a community to actually come forward and come and help out so that that youth that's confused or in a struggle, that parent who has a hard time in dealing with them, actually got the support they needed so that we might be able to head off some different things. People that are hungry, people that have needs that sometimes if we as community people who are able to see those needs are able to fill those with the blessings that so many of us have. That's truly how a community comes together. Whether it's a city or a town, it's truly how family works. And what is a community if not family in the first place? And so this year we did come with a theme of service. And the scripture out of the Gospels, it says, even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life for many. So tonight we're going to have a few different speakers who has done just that. They work not at the highest paying jobs in the world, but they work to serve the community. And so we're excited to begin tonight with Mrs. Nancy Lawson, who will come. She works for Catholic Social Services, and if you've read the papers, if you've seen what has happened just in this last month, where so many have been given gifts, clothing, food, you'll see the tremendous work that's been done. So please help me greet the community servant, Mrs. Nancy Lawson.
When Reverend Lima asked me to take part in this service, I was very pleased, very honored that he asked. And when he told me the topic was service, I wasn't quite sure what I could add to what the other speakers would say. Service to others, service to oneself, service in the community is actually something that has always come naturally to me, because my mom was very active in our church when we were growing up. We went to the First Congregational Church at Lund's Corner, and Mom was in the women's fellowship there, and they were always putting on a rummage sale, or there was something going on at the church, and my brother and I were always a part of that, either setting up tables, lugging things to the car for folks. sweeping the floor afterwards. We used to have races with the mops to see who could finish their side first. And Mom always had time to take Auntie Hilda grocery shopping or take her friend Florence for a ride. So it was something that I got used to. You know, people say, do as I say, not as I do, but I think we all know that children are always watching us. And if they see us doing nothing, then they think that that's the way it's supposed to be. But I saw Mom busy all the time. And as I got older, I naturally volunteered. At church, I was a deacon, I was a choir member, a youth group leader, confirmation leader. I still swept the floor because I'm pretty good at it. Whatever needed doing, we actually just rolled up our sleeves and did it. I think you've all heard the saying before, if you want something done, you give it to a busy person. And how many times in our own churches have we looked around and it seems to be the same group of people that are there for the ham and bean suppers, they're there for the concerts, they're setting up tables. It's just something that we're used to doing. It was right around that time that the kids came along, and I actually found myself in a position where I had to learn to say no. I don't know if you found yourself in that spot as well, but there's only so many hours in the day. And when the kids came along, I decided to turn my efforts, and I focused on 2 or 3 things that meant the most to me. And one of those was coaching. As Reverend Lima said, I have coached baseball and softball for, I did the math with my oldest being 23. It's been 18 years that I've been in a dugout somewhere in southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, New Hampshire. I've done some basketball. I did 1 year of soccer because my 8-year-old wanted to play. And did you ever get this speech from the head of the league? Well, we don't have enough coaches, so if your kid really wants to play, someone's going to have to step up. Guilt works wonders, doesn't it? I went home and I went on YouTube, I went on Google, and I tried to learn everything I could about the game of soccer, and I finally remembered what offsides was, and I was able to be a coach for 1 year. One other thing I did was to visit our schools to read to children. I know some of you have done that, the guest reader programs. And on one of those visits, I went to my cousin's 4th grade class down at the Congdon School. Her name is Denise Wood. And I read the book she wanted me to read. There might have been 2 books. And then we did a little question and answer session with the kids afterwards as to why reading was important to me. And then after that, I decided to just talk to the kids. It was Christmas time, so I asked them what they wanted for Christmas. And if they mentioned a specific thing that caught my attention, I asked them why they wanted that. Oh, do you like basketball? Is that why you need a new basketball? Do you play? Do you play in one of the local leagues? Do you play CYO? And I spent maybe a half an hour with the kids, just talking to them. And after that, my cousin thanked me over and over again. She was driving me crazy. And finally I said, Denise, it's no big deal. And she said that it was, and that I didn't understand. She said for a lot of these kids, either they had no male figure at home, or if they did, it was someone who probably didn't care what they had to say or what their opinion was about anything. And I stopped in my tracks for a minute. Because I couldn't believe having someone in your house, having your own child, and not caring what their opinion was. And that's when I started to realize that one of the biggest things that I can do, and we all can do, is to listen.
A lot of you know about my Irish connections. My grandfather, Edgar Thomas Doolin first, I'm the turd, as they say in Ireland, came over from County Kildare, and first thing he did as a young man was get himself a job working for the state. Get himself a job on the MTA. Charlie on a track and faithful day. He put tents in his pocket, kissed his wife and his family, went to ride on the MTA. Did he ever return? No, he never returned. And his fate is still unknown. He may ride forever through the streets of Boston. He's the man who never returned. He handed in his money at the Crown Square station, headed for Jamaica Bay. When he got through the conductor, Charlie, one more nickel, he couldn't get off that train. Did he ever return? No, he never returned. And his fate is still unknown. Oh, Charlie, he may ride forever in the streets of Boston. He's a man who'll never return. Charlie's wife goes down to the Sky Square station every day at 2:15. And through the open window she sees Charlie a sandwich as the train goes rolling through. Did he ever return? No, he never returned. And his fate is still unlearned. He will ride forever through the streets of Boston. He's the man who never returned. These citizens of Boston, don't you think it's a scandal? How the people have to pay and pay. Like the fairy prince over George O'Brien and Charlie on the MTA. Did he ever return? No, he never returned. And his fate is still unlearned. He ride forever through the streets of Boston. He's the man who never returned. He's the man who never returned.
the end of the night, City celebrates New Year's Eve, went out with a big bang.